What up, guys? Welcome to your 27th intermediate Java tutorial. Now, before you even begin getting all excited that we're going to be learning new code, in our last tutorial I made a wee little mistake. Add a new line after this last %d. It's going to make it real easier for you in the future. So, in this run method, make sure to add a new line right after this %d. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So anyways, we created this class called tuna, which evidently made some object and had this run method in it. And I told you guys I was going to teach you guys something about threads. So let's actually create the thread. So here's our code. How do we create a thread from it? Well, in order to create a thread, here's what we need to do. Type thread and then give it a name, T1, and then we need to set it equal to new thread, and as your parameter for this, you write what class do you want to make that thread from. And we wanted to create it from the new tuna class, and aside from this, our tuna class has a constructor, and this is the name of the thread. So I'm going to name this first thread 1. And again, you can't pass a class in here unless it implements runnable. So that's another thing it checks for. So look at this. Let me take one of those ends away, and look at this. I get an error right here and says, oh, hold on. You can't use this class. It didn't implement runnable. And that's because we spelled it ruinable. So again, that's another thing you want to take note of. So what this does is it creates a thread object from this class. And again, all this thread is going to do is it's going to give it a name, give it a time, and put it to sleep. Pretty much the most boring thing you can do to a thread. So let's go ahead, and I told you guys, unlike regular code where you run something 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these things are going to run simultaneously. So let's go ahead and let me prove that. Let's go ahead and make 2, 3. We'll go ahead and make 4 threads and name them all. 2, 3, 4. So now we essentially have 4 different objects, and each of those are on their own thread. So we have these threads created, but we didn't start them out yet. They're just created, waiting. They're like, come on, let me go, let me go, let me go. So now, before we shoot the gun and let them all loose, here is how we start them. T1 start, and this is how you start a thread. And whenever you, let me just do this first. I can't explain and type at the same time. What do I look like, a thread? Get it? Wow, that's one of the best jokes I had so far. Wow. If anyone's making like the best of Bucky video, I would definitely put that in because I'm proud of that one. And I'm probably going to use it in my like the next 5 tutorials. So just let that sink in for a moment. And anyways, so instead, well, let me go ahead and run this. See, I keep thinking of ways to make this easier for you guys. Whoa, easy there, Hoss. Alright, let's scroll up. And alright, so here's what we got. We ran this in order 1, 2, 3, 4, but now it says 3 is sleeping, 2 is sleeping, 4 is sleeping, 1 is sleeping. And again, why is this random instead of order? Again, like I said, unlike before, your common way of thinking that things have to happen in order, everything pretty much gets shoved in all at once, and all of these ran. Now check this out. Each of these threads is sleeping for a different period of time. See, number 4 is only sleeping for 22 milliseconds. So this wakes up first. 4 wakes up first. And let's see, number 3 is only sleeping for 167 milliseconds. So that's the next to wake up. And then it's 2, and then it's 1. So again, unlike before, where everything had to happen one after the other after the other. I mean, 1 didn't have to go to sleep and wake up, and then 2 didn't have to go to sleep and wake up. What happened is they all went to sleep at the same time, different time, random times, and then they all woke up, when they were supposed to. So let's walk through this one more time to see the power of threads. What we did is we created this weird class called tuna that made it implemented runnable. And this means let me be able to use threads. I promise I'll use the run method. So each of these threads got a name, a time, and just a random time, pretty much. So now what we did is we passed in these names 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these were the names that we assigned to the threads. And we also assigned a random time to them. These were the random times. I hate when that does that. You know what it is? Windows 7, whenever you drag it to the side, it expands for you. Oh, now I just messed it up. Oh, that's cool. Really? Quit expanding. Jeez Louise. Anyways, these were the random times. So now your thread says, alright, I have this information. Now what do you want me to do? Well, we gave you a bunch of information, and now whenever we want you to run, we just want you to print out you are sleeping for your name and time, and then we want you to actually sleep, and then when you wake up you say, alright, I'm done. We should have wrote woke up or something clever like that, but we didn't. And in here what we did is in our main Bucky class we created each thread object or thread itself, and we gave it a name, and then once you created it we had to start it out, and start pretty much means call the run method on it. That's all it means. So I mean, in this example it wasn't the greatest of showing you how threads can be used, because all we did is made some random things and put it to sleep. But whenever we start creating useful programs, which we don't do very often, do we? But once in a while we do, then you're going to see the power of threads. So hopefully you understand this a little bit more. If you don't, then just leave me a hate comment and tell me how ugly I am, and tell me how worthless I am. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So don't forget, I'm going to be having all of the source code on my blog for you guys for free. So that's it. So don't forget to check out my blogs for all the free source code. Don't forget to subscribe, and well, I guess I'll see you later.